Hey everybody, I'm Steph Koza, and today I am reviewing Isle of Dogs. Isle of Dogs is directed by Wes Anderson and stars a shit ton of people. So many people. I'm not even going to try to go down the list, just look it up if you really care that much. But just so many great, wonderful, beautiful actors in this film. Just so many. It's ridiculous. Isle of Dogs is an animated movie similar to the style of Wes Anderson's other animated film, Fantastic Mr. Fox. This movie is set in Japan in a world where dogs everywhere have been infected with this thing called the dog flu, and Japan has decided to just exile all of these dogs, and they send them to this island called Trash Island where they dump all of their trash and all of their dogs, and it's just all these really badly infected, sick dogs running around just kind of waiting to die. It's very sad. And everyone in Japan has just kind of accepted that dogs are the worst. And they all like praise cats and they hate dogs. But then there's this group of like resistance fighters basically who love dogs and they miss their dogs because like their pets were sent away and they want them back and they want to fix them and they believe that there's a cure that they're just not telling them about. So one character in particular named Atari loses his dog and he decides to fly a plane to Trash Island to find his dog. So he crashes his plane, he meets this group of dogs who are pretty much the main characters of the movie, and they are so great. They're just such a great combination of characters. They're all very different, they're all very quirky and funny, and you can kind of understand all of their personalities pretty quickly into the movie. And they all decide to help Atari find this dog, and then the whole movie is basically just this journey of a boy trying to find his dog, and it's beautiful, and it's pure, and it's wonderful. I love this movie so much. I thought it was so funny. There were so many great lines. I mean, it's a Wes Anderson film. It has that Wes Anderson charm, that witty dialogue, that funny, awkward humor that you weren't really expecting, but it made you laugh anyway. And it also has a lot of heart. This movie is about a master and his dog. It's about people who love their dogs and dogs who love their people, and it's just so cute. So many good dogs in this movie. So many good dogs. I feel like this movie was so refreshing, so unique, so bold. It's a really interesting concept that definitely could have been done terribly. Like, I feel like any other director who tried to make this movie would have done a shit job, and it would have been some cheesy kids movie. But this isn't really a kids movie. I mean, I guess it could be. It's one of those movies that anyone could watch and appreciate, especially if you have a dog or you have ever had a dog. You will really connect with this film. I almost cried watching this movie. I was just like, I want a dog so much. The relationship is just so strong and so real and so pure, and it's so beautiful, and I love it so much. The soundtrack to this movie was absolutely amazing. It's primarily Japanese drums. I don't think there's any really other instruments aside from like percussion instruments, which is really interesting, and it sets a really cool vibe for this movie. The animation style is beautiful. It's so cool. It's very, very much in the style of Wes Anderson, but it's also so new and refreshing. It's kind of a weird combination of this like stop motion claymation vibe and like two-dimensional cartoons, which is very cool to see together in one movie. There's also a lot of like cartoon-inspired things, like for instance, there are a lot of moments where the dogs are fighting, or the dogs are fighting people, and instead of seeing the actual like violence between them, they just kind of erupt into this cloud where there's like fists and legs coming out of it, and it's very much like straight out of a cartoon, but it's three-dimensional and it's very, very cool. I think this movie is very long. It drags at times. That's kind of a Wes Anderson thing, so I wasn't that taken aback by it, but there are definitely some moments where this movie is slow, where things don't really make sense, because a lot of the Japanese characters don't have subtitles, which I know is intentional and it's supposed to be like that. Like, some of them have subtitles and some of them don't, and it's supposed to create some kind of disconnect, but there were some times where there's like an entire scene with no subtitles, and you can kind of figure out, like, based on their tones and their inflections, what they're saying, but, like, generally you're just kind of like, what? But honestly, I loved this movie. I would watch this again. I would probably buy it, and I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Let me know if you saw Isle of Dogs. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about it. I would love to talk about this movie. It's so interesting and so new, and I love seeing something different in the theaters because I feel like everything kind of looks the same these days, and I am so excited that Wes Anderson is just like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. My name is Steph Koza. Thank you for watching. I already said that. I will see you next time. Bye.